Good morning. Protein coffee. Self-compassionate self-development. That's what I'm going with. That's my phrase. I would type it on the screen if I was editing these videos, but I'm not. Welcome back to Strawberry of the Day, your daily dose of self-compassionate self-development. Yes, it sounds so good. I love me a little phrase that is meaningful. Obviously, Strawberry of the Day was meaningful enough for me to put it on my skin. I've got another meaningful enough reminder here that I'll do a whole episode on. But self-compassionate self-development was a little phrase that popped into my head yesterday. And I was just like, that is it. That's the embodiment of what I am trying to convey in my messaging, I guess, online. Like, basically, you can't hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. You just can't. I tried. I thought for the longest time that if I read the right book, if I got the right one, if I did the right workout, if I got the right meal plan, I would fix the incorrect thing that I was doing and then feel better. When in reality, the only times that I've ever felt better about a change that I've made is when it's come from a place of self-love. Who likes that phrase? Self-love. But honestly, treating yourself like you would treat a friend, I think is a better way to, not a better way, but a different way to think about it, because self-love can sound very, I don't know, it's hard to think about, but when you think about yourself as you would a friend, it's easier to tap into that compassion that you have for other people. And I think compassion is a word that is a little bit more like outward focused, that we all know a bit more what it looks like to be compassionate to someone than maybe to love someone, because that's a lot more broad of a word. But when you find the compassion that you have for others, for your inner child, for your past self, even for your future self. Like, I have compassion for my future self because I want what's best for her and I'm willing to put in the work for her. That combined with self-development, we're choosing that word, development, instead of improvement, because, again, I used to say that my personal motto was the same as the Lowe's motto, never stop improving. Lowe's, the home improvement store. Never stop improving was my personal motto for a long time. And I think improving has kind of gotten a yucky taste in my mouth because it implies that it's only ever that. Never stop improving sounds like you gotta keep going up. But self-development, self-improvement, development is a slower, I don't know, I would say that improvement would look like 1% better every day kind of mentality, and development would look at like 5% better every month. I don't know, like a metric that accounts for the ebbs and flows of life, and that you can't guarantee 1% every day. Like, if you look at my scale data, my scale app, tracking my weight for the past year, it goes like this, but it still goes down. But there are days where it went up, and those days felt like I wasn't improving, but I was still developing. Like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Let me know. It's kind of weird, like, coming into this with one little idea and then just trying to expand on it on the spot, because I hope it's coming across the way I want it to. Basically, I'm going to take this phrase, self-compassionate self-development, and I'm going to live by that. That's my new motto. Like, never stop improving That's a little toxic. I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on my past self because she was doing her best. Like I said, you can't hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. Oh my God, I tried that. I really did. I really thought if I looked in the mirror and looked at the things I didn't like, then those would be the things that I would change. But when you look in the mirror at the things you don't like, you're focusing on the negative. You're bringing more of that negativity to yourself and your, I don't know, your energy. I'm into that. Energy, woo-woo, whatever. You're bringing that negativity, like, to yourself. An example of this that's a little more tangible, I guess, is sometimes my skin gets really bad. Right now it's fine. It's doing its thing right now. But sometimes it gets really bad. And I will look in the mirror and instead of focusing on, like I've got some redness and bumps going on right here, but instead of looking at the mirror and looking at that spot, I look in the mirror and I look at this spot that's all clear and nice, and I'm like, that's my skin. I love my skin. That's my skin. That's not, I mean, it is my skin too, obviously, but focusing on this and not this is the equivalent of looking at your life and focusing on the good instead of the bad, looking at your past, focusing on the good instead of the bad, to draw in that feeling of self-love. Don't let me say that. Nobody let me say self-love because it's too talked about. Of self-compassion, because there's really nothing that you can say to yourself that is negative that is going to be as effective as what you can say to yourself that's positive, in terms of like when you're trying to push yourself to the next level. Gosh, I could go on and on. My mom is going to be here in a few minutes. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, so I'm a little distracted. I'm like, where's my mom? I'm excited to see her. But another phrase I'll leave you with, other than my musing, is from my favorite YouTuber, Michelle B. You're gonna hear a lot about her on this channel. I just know it. I'm gonna talk about stuff that she's said. Another little 4-word phrase that has made a huge difference in my life: go slow, don't stop. Go slow, don't stop. I think I might have said that already today. It's when you're on a journey of self-development there, and you are hitting those days where you're like, ugh, I'm falling into old patterns. I'm making the wrong choice. I'm making the choice that's pushing me back in time, not forward. It's easy to really get down on yourself and let yourself stop because of that. But if you have this mentality of go slow, don't stop, it's like I will keep making the decisions every day that I need to. And when I make a mistake, I will, instead of stopping completely at that mistake, I will pick up and I will keep making the decisions and I will go slow. I mean, this applies like physically too, when you're running low on steam, or like I have chronic pain, and I'm in quite a lot of pain right now in my left hip. When you're having bad pain, bad mental health, whatever it is, go slow, but don't stop. And lead yourself with compassion. Lead yourself like you would lead your younger self, like you would lead a friend. And by lead, I mean like direct yourself, direct your life. Because life without design is erratic. That's Seneca, that's Stoicism. I'm going to talk about Stoicism on here too. But yeah, that's my strawberry. Self-compassionate self-development is the way to go for fitness, friendship, feelings, everything. There's no way you can hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. You have to see yourself the way you see someone that you care about in order to actually make those changes happen. Because it's it's useless to hate yourself. It really is. It doesn't get you anywhere. So I hope you got something out of that. Go slow. Don't stop.